Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I am Marcy. I'm a representative of OACAC, and we're thankful that you're here today for a virtual college exploration. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you, share some information. Feel free, if you do have questions, go ahead and click the Q&A button. Your camera and your microphone are off. Panelists can't see or hear you, but do feel free to ask questions. Feel free to sign up for more sessions at oacac.org, and then a recording of this will be available after the session is over. So I am going to turn it over to Nick, and we'll go ahead and start presenting. Thank you, Nick.
Thank you so much. Let me get this going and then we are ready to go. Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. I really appreciate you taking the time. I know it's like Zoom crazy this whole year, this whole last, I guess it's almost a year now. I was almost going to say 8 months. I guess it's technically 8 months, but it's pretty much a whole year now. My name is Nick Melheim. I'm coming at you from Arcadia University. So it's so awesome for you all to join us. I work with primarily students from Ohio, but also from our home county in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, in Glenside, PA, where we're located. So I kind of have a different hat for everything. I work with some of our student athletes. I work cohort admission to the honors program and a bunch of other things too. So thank you so much for joining us, and I'm looking forward to talk to you a little bit about Arcadia today. So, if you take a look at your screen, what you're seeing here is Gray Towers Castle. So Gray Towers Castle is definitely the focal point of Arcadia. It's definitely something that you see right away, when you enter campus, even on the highway when you're coming up, near campus, the first thing you're going to see is the castle at Arcadia. Gray Towers Castle is a National Historic Landmark. It actually was built around the turn of the 18th century, so early 1900s, as a private residence. So the Harrison family lived in this castle. They kind of got their fortune from being a part of the foundation of Domino Sugar, believe it or not. And it was a family of four. They were living in this castle. I'm sure they weren't happy, the family of four living in this castle. And then when Arcadia, or previously Beaver College, came to Glenside, PA, the Harrison estate actually became part of the campus, and we've been there ever since. So now the castle is actually home to our Office of Enrollment Management. It's home to the Office of the President, and it also serves as a first-year residence hall for students on the 3rd floor. So you could live in the castle your first year at Arcadia, which is pretty awesome. I guarantee you'll beat all of your friends if you live in the castle your first year. So the castle is definitely a really awesome part of Arcadia. So a little bit about who we are. Arcadia University, we're located in Glenside, PA. We're about 25 minutes from Center City, Philadelphia. We're about, we're just a walking distance to Glenside, PA. There's lots of shops and restaurants and things to do right in Glenside itself, but you have easy access to the city as well. Technically, we're only about 5 minutes away from Philadelphia, just the way that the boundaries look. However, you're just a quick train ride or a bus drive or, a car ride away from the city. And, we're in a really awesome location in that there's so many different kind of gateways to all different kinds of places on the East Coast, I think, being in the Philadelphia area. So obviously you have Philadelphia, really close by, but you have New York that's only 2 hours away. DC's 3 hours, Baltimore an hour and a half. The Jersey Shore is right next door to us as well. So it's easy to get to the beach for the day if you want to get to the beach. So we're really in an awesome and unique area where I think you have access to a lot of different things. As far as size-wise at Arcadia, we're about 2,000 undergraduate students. We're about 1,400 grad students at Arcadia. And your average first-year class size is only about 14. So for the personal learning experience is really something that's important to us here at Arcadia. It's something that you'll probably hear a lot in these sessions that you guys are attending. But at Arcadia, it's a true number. 14 is really going to be something that you experience throughout your whole time. Our classes are capped at 35, so you're never going to have more than 35 students in a course. And even if you do have close to that number, it's really only going to be your first year kind of general courses where you're going to see that many students in your class. I'm actually a graduate student at Arcadia as well. And I can tell you that I've never had more than 14 students in a class with me. I actually had the unique experience of being the only person in the class one time over the summer. It was just me and the professor. I walked in and he was like, "Hey, everybody's here." And I was like, looking around like, "What do you mean everybody's here?" And he's like, "It's just you and me." After it was a little awkward laughs and stuff, at the end of the day, I ultimately am really thankful and appreciative of the professor for not canceling the class on me. More often than not, if a professor only sees that one student is signed up for a course, they're going to cancel that class. So it meant a lot to me that he was like, hey, if you're willing to learn, I'm willing to teach. And we kind of stuck it out. I promise that won't happen to you as an undergraduate, but I always like to kind of tell that story as a really personal learning experience here at Arcadia. Over 65 fields of study to choose from at Arcadia as well. Our most popular major is biology. We also are really well known for our education program, psychology program, international studies and international business, and then business administration is also a big one. We're actually ranked 24th in the nation for our doctorate of physical therapy program, and we're also top 100 program for our physician's assistant program as well. So we have a number of award-winning graduate programs also at Arcadia. In addition, we feature one of the only accredited Masters of Forensic Science programs here at Arcadia as well. So there's a number of ways to get involved at the graduate level in addition to attending at the undergraduate level. A little bit about what's going on campus. So we are Division III athletics here at Arcadia. We have 26 varsity sports teams that we offer for you to choose from. A couple new ones. That number actually grew a lot within the last year. So one of the new ones, men's and women's track and field, both indoor and outdoor. We have men's and women's ice hockey is also a new one here at Arcadia. Really unique one that we have, both men's and women's ice hockey, but also we're actually one of the only Division III ice hockey programs in the state of Pennsylvania and kind of along the East Coast. So that's really exciting. And then esports is another new one that we added as well. So right now, I believe we're featuring I think we have 4 games that we're featuring for esports. We have our own esports arena actually on campus. So our esports athletes are using this really awesome space. Even if you're not super into gaming, it's a really cool space. And it's open actually to general Arcadia students too. So if you and your friends wanted to take advantage of playing with, the Xboxes or the Wii's or the Switch, PlayStations, that sort of stuff. If you guys just want to hang out, they have like certain hours each week that students are allowed to go in and just use the facilities whenever they want. So in the top right-hand corner, you can see some of our other workout and recreational spaces. So that's one of our weightlifting facilities. That's more of the free weights, squat racks, bench press, that sort of stuff is all kind of available. That's not just for our student athletes by any means. That's for everybody. That's open to everyone. You can kind of see under where it says walk-in strong. We actually just updated and expanded the space even more. So under that sign, there's actually kind of like a turf area where you can do more kind of low impact stuff, any kind of stretching, anything you want over there. And then there's a second floor to this workout facility as well that has more cardio equipment, has more, strength machines, that sort of stuff is all available. If you're not interested in playing a varsity sport, there's also lots of intramural athletics that you can get involved in as well. So, it's not something that you have to play at a varsity level to get involved in. Lots of more recreational, type of games and stuff to play with your friends too. Over 60 clubs and organizations get involved in at Arcadia as well. And what's really exciting about that number is that it's going up every year. Last year it was around 50 plus clubs and organizations. Now we're up to over 60. And that means that as new students come in, as students spend more time at Arcadia, they grow interest and they bring their interests to campus. And I guarantee if you have something that we don't offer at Arcadia, there's probably more than one person that wants to do it and is interested in it as well. So we really try and make it as accessible as possible for you to start your own club or organization, that sort of thing. So, right now on campus, we have lots of different ones, including, ones that are designed specifically for major, honor societies, social organizations, dance, music, other types of things, radio, that sort of stuff. So lots and lots of ways to get involved in terms of, kind of everything outside the classroom too. You're guaranteed housing all 4 years at Arcadia as well. So if you want to live on campus for all 4 years, you can. We talked a little bit about the castle being one of the options for residence halls. We also have our traditional style residence halls. We have suite style ones. And then we have apartment style housing that's just about a block away from Arcadia as well. So it's still really easy to get to campus, even from the apartment style housing. That being said, there's no housing requirement in Arcadia. You're not required to live on campus all 4 years. You're just guaranteed housing for all 4 years at Arcadia. And we really want to help you find your home away from home. That's, really the main aspect of, this college search for everybody is we really want to help you find a place that you can call your second home. So you can kind of see the castle in that one photo there. Again, Glenside, we talked a little bit about being, lots of shops and restaurants and things to do, right within a short walk of Arcadia. There's a Target, there's Walmart, there's like everything that college students need within a short distance of Arcadia as well. And all that sort of stuff. So we really want to help you, become a part of the community and like the area. One of the things that you guys are going to do for, your first year at Arcadia is actually take a first year seminar course. So in that top right-hand corner is actually a photo from one of the first year seminar courses. Students for that first year seminar course were taking it on citizenship in the community. And as a part of that course, they got to decorate downtown Glenside for the holidays. So you can see that they were kind of decorating everything and also got to explore the Glenside area a little bit as well. There are so many different first year seminar courses that you can choose from at Arcadia. It's by no means like a boring, like intro to college, like type of seminar course. I always like when I hear this word seminar, sometimes I'm always like, I don't know if I want to do anything like that. But they're really, really awesome programs that you can choose from. So you'll do like your top 4 or 5 when you're filling out your schedule. They've done one on Harry Potter before and like the ethics of Harry Potter. They've done one on the history of chocolate. They've done one on NBC's Parks and Recreation with Amy Poehler. They've done one on tea. They do one on physical therapy, forensic science. There are so many different ones to choose from. So there's like fun ones that are kind of more pop culture, but there's ones that are also kind of designated towards majors too that you can take advantage of too. So it's really, really awesome, those first year seminar courses. On the 2 pictures below, you'll notice that everyone in those photos are wearing their red shirts, their Arcadia Scarlet red shirts. And those are actually from first year orientation. So as a part of first year orientation, you actually get to do a kind of a discovering Philadelphia like day in the city. Unfortunately, I didn't get to do it this year, but most of the time you're going to be able to, spend a lot of time down in the city with your new classmates. Well, you guys will do like a little scavenger hunt around the city to find different hot spots and that sort of thing. On the right down there is actually City Hall in Philadelphia. So, spend a lot of time in Center City. And then the bottom left is from Reading Terminal Market, which is like one of the best places to eat in the city. And as a part of like first year orientation, we actually rent out a whole portion of that just for Arcadia students. So it's pretty cool that you kind of have the place to yourself for the day. And then you get to kind of take over the city with your new classmates. All right, so it really wouldn't be Arcadia if we didn't talk a little bit about studying abroad. So studying abroad is definitely like really ingrained in our DNA here at Arcadia, and even more broadly, the global perspective is something that's really important to us here at Arcadia. We really want to emphasize that. So, whether you're taking advantage of a program that we have abroad, or even if you're just staying in the Glenside campus, if it's not something that you want to do by going abroad, we really want to emphasize that global perspective, and you're going to get that in Glenside in addition to all of these opportunities that we have for you to go abroad. So we are actually ranked number 2 in the nation for our study abroad participation here at Arcadia. And it's been like that for over 10 years now. We're so happy and proud that over 76% of our students will use their passport in some way before they graduate. The class of 2020 earned credits in 39 countries overall. So that's almost a quarter of the world that we have students going and earning credit overseas and just exploring and doing different kinds of programs and that sort of thing. There's all different kinds of programs that you can choose from too. You can do a short-term program, long-term. You can do something over the summer. You can do the traditional semester. You can do something that's like 2 weeks. You can do something that's like 10 days. Like there's so many different options to choose from in terms of like what kinds of programs that you do. We actually have some first year programs that you can go abroad, using. So if you're like really, really itching to go abroad during your freshman year, we actually have a number of opportunities for you to do so. Our most popular program that we offer is called Preview. So Preview is a week-long experience. During Preview, what you'll do is you'll take a 2-credit course during the spring semester of your first year. So 2 credits is a little bit less than full time. So you're actually only going to be meeting once a week for that course. That course is going to focus on a specific country and then a topic within that country. And then as a part of that course during your spring break, You'll actually get to go to that country with your professor, with your class for a whole week and learn hands-on about what you guys have been talking about in your course. So it's a really, really awesome experience. Really is a great kind of, preview to studying abroad. It's only a week long. It almost feels like more of a vacation than going abroad for class. For example, like for one of the programs that was in Greece, like it was like more kind of on like archaeology and like excavating. So they were like working with all of the, old sites in Greece and in Athens. There was one that was supposed to go to Italy this year where they actually were kind of focusing on the refugee crisis in Europe. And as a part of that course during their time in Italy, they were going to volunteer in a refugee camp for the week, which is really awesome. And there's so many different ones to choose from. Typically there's 10 to 12 each year that you can choose from. And they go to places all over the world. I mean, just to see the ones that are on the screen here: England, Costa Rica, Greece, China, Vietnam has been one in the past before, other destinations in Western Europe, Italy, Spain, Oman, South Saudi Arabia, in the Middle East has been a location. Chile has been one in the past. So even in this just one program, there are so many different ways that you can go abroad. And then the most, one of the best parts about this program is that it's actually highly subsidized. So for under $600, it'll include your airfare, hotel, housing accommodations, any excursions that you go on as a group, and then even some of your meals. So it's a really, really cool program to take advantage of. That all being said, studying abroad is by no means required at Arcadia. It's something that we're really passionate about. Like I said, that global perspective is really important to us. So we really just want to kind of put our money where our mouths are. When we're saying like that global perspective is so important, it's like, well, okay, like here are all these opportunities for you to go abroad if it's something that you want to take advantage of. There's really no limitations when it comes to major and that sort of thing. So pretty much anyone can study abroad. A little bit about what our students are doing kind of after their time in Arcadia. I know it feels like it's really far away now. It's kind of weird to think about entering the workforce. Trust me, college goes a lot faster than you think it will. But we're so happy to say that the class of 2019, over 97% of them secured postgraduate opportunities, whether it's grad school, going right into the workforce, a bunch of other different ones, within 6 to 9 months of graduation. So, as you can see, most students went right into the workforce, but some students are continuing their education. Some are doing a little bit of both. So there's a lot of different opportunities that our students kind of taking advantage of. In addition to getting to know your major professors and like your faculty and your department really well, we also have our Office of Career Education on campus that will help you, with resume building, interview prep, internships, that sort of stuff to really prepare you to go into the workforce. And those are, something that you can take advantage of throughout all 4 years at Arcadia. That Career Education Center is there for you throughout your time. It's not something that you can only take advantage of as a senior. So what do you need to apply? Kind of moving into the admissions process. So, in order to apply, we need a couple of different things. And once we have all those things, then your application is considered complete. So you might kind of hear that term with a bunch of other colleges that you're applying to as well, that we need a number of things before your application is complete. And then we can start the review process. So here at Arcadia, we are rolling admissions. So every August, we start taking credentials for the following like fall admission cycle. So our application is open now for those of you that are applying for fall 2021. So we'll need, first and foremost, your application. We're on the Common App. We have our own online Arcadia application as well. Either one works. There's no requirement on which one you do. One doesn't give you more advantages than the other. There's no application for either one, and there's no application fee for either one, excuse me. So it's totally up to you which one you would do. We'll need your high school transcript. If you're a transfer student, we'll need your college transcript. If you have any dual enrollment classes, we'll also eventually need your college transcript too. But first and foremost, we need your high school transcript. We'll need one letter of recommendation from either your school counselor or a teacher. You can send in more than one if you want. I always say 2 to 3 is a good amount if you're going to send in multiple recommendations, but you only need one in order to have that box checked off. Optional credentials. Arcadia just recently adopted a test optional policy. So that's new for us this year. It's going to be something that's going to be with us going forward though. So, after everything settles down with coronavirus, hopefully knock on wood soon, Even when testing dates become more accessible for everybody, there's going to be, it's going to be something that's in place. So you never are required to submit your test scores to Arcadia if you don't want to. I know it's really, really difficult to sit and, take a test for 8 hours on a Saturday. It's something that, not everyone is super comfortable with and that sort of thing. And, plenty of reasons why you wouldn't want to send in your test scores. If you have test scores though, either SAT or ACT, you're welcome to send them as part of your application. But it's not required. It's not a required credential. For test optional students, if you are applying test optional, we ask you to submit some supplemental materials. You can find those on our website. And you have 4 different options that you can choose from. So you can do an essay. It's separate than the Common App essay. We actually answer specific questions for our test optional essay. You can do what we're calling a portfolio, which is basically a collection of documents. You can find more information about that on the site. You can do a short video, basically just telling us something that you feel is not on your application that you want us to know, that you feel is important. Then you can also do an interview. It's a student interview with a current Arcadia student. It's not with anyone from the admissions office. Only about 15 minutes, not something that's super, in depth or anything like that. Dress code's definitely casual for that. Just to get to know you and have some opening conversations about why you're interested in Arcadia. And then if you have an essay, by all means, please submit your essay if you're writing it on the Common App, especially for other schools. Just gives us more of an opportunity to get to know you as a student. If you have a resume, by all means, attach that as well. If anyone's interested in any art programs or acting or musical theater programs, you'll also need to do a portfolio review and an acting audition to be admitted to the major. So you could be admitted to Arcadia prior to that, but in order to be admitted to the program, you have to do those 2 things. We do have a number of special admit programs in Arcadia as well. I really encourage you, if you guys have any questions about these programs, to check out our website. We have a special admit programs portion of our website that really goes in depth to all of these different types of programs. We do have an honors program at Arcadia. It's not something that is like an honors college that's like separate. You're automatically considered for many of these programs that are on this page. So it's not really something that you have to do separately or that sort of thing. During my review of your application, I'll be considering you for all these programs and seeing if you meet the requirements. So Phi-Sci and Sci-Sci, we're getting really into the acronym portion of the presentation now. So our first year study abroad experience and our second year study abroad experience. Phi-Sci is one of those first year study abroad programs that I talked about. That one's actually a full semester program that takes place in our London Center in England. So you would spend a full semester in your spring semester abroad in the UK as a part of that program. London is our biggest center that we have around the world. Arcadia features 11 centers around the world, which is really awesome. And that's like Arcadia staff and faculty are like on the ground in those locations, which is really cool. Second year study abroad is kind of self-explanatory. It's during your sophomore year. You have some more flexibility on what location you can go to. There's some more options to choose from. Phi-Sci is only London. And then you have some also flexibility with Sci-Sci. And I definitely encourage everybody to check out the programs page just to learn a little bit more about everything else. Moving kind of the financial aid side, you're automatically considered for merit-based scholarships when you apply to Arcadia. There's nothing that you have to check off on the application that says like, I want to be considered for merit-based aid. 99% of students receive financial aid or scholarships and or grant aid from Arcadia. You'll get that merit-based scholarship right away with your acceptance letter. So that's something that you're going to know right away. The other half of financial aid is when you complete the FAFSA and send that to us. We'll consider you for not only state and federal aid, but also any other Arcadia aid. It's so important that you fill out the FAFSA, for pretty much all of your schools, definitely for Arcadia, so that we can consider you for more financial aid. If you don't submit your FAFSA to us, we cannot consider you for the state or federal aid or any Arcadia aid as well. So you would only be getting that merit aid. So it's really important to send that over to you. You'll have your own personal financial aid counselor as well. So in addition to working with me for admissions, you'll have some other resources available if there's any questions that I can't answer, if there's some more people that you want to talk to. Some important dates, kind of just more reminders because we are rolling admission. There's not too many important deadlines that you have to get things in by. FAFSA October 1st, is open now. Really important to get that in as soon as possible. Some other more reminder dates. And then May 1st is National Decision Day across the country where, you really tell your schools which one you're enrolling at. So definitely join us for our virtual open houses as well. We do have one coming up this Saturday, November 7th at 2 o'clock. It's going to be a great opportunity to hear from more faculty, staff, hear more about your major that you're interested in, hear from current students, hear from our ambassadors, that sort of thing, some other special admit programs, that sort of stuff. So definitely encourage you to take a look at that. And we're going to have a number of other virtual kind of sessions throughout the rest of the fall before the holidays, and then more in the spring. Stay connected with us too. I mean, it's social media is like king now. That's how you can, as if it wasn't king beforehand, but now it's even more kind of important to hear, what's going on. So even though our students aren't on campus, we're still having actually members of like clubs and organizations do like Instagram takeovers, talk to you a little bit about what it's like to be in those programs or those organizations. And that sort of stuff. So definitely give them a follow if you're interested. We do have a 360 tour that you can take advantage of in Arcadia too. So these are some 360 photos at all of kind of these big spots on campus. In addition, there's some like other supplemental photos within each stop as well. And then there's also an audio component that you can listen to as well. So some current students actually recorded and talked a little bit about their favorite spots on campus. So it's a great way to kind of see campus, see the inside of the castle, that sort of stuff. I forgot to mention this on the opening slide, but if anyone has seen Creed 2, the movie, the Rocky spin-off movies, they actually filmed part of it in the castle. So if you're ever watching that movie, you see it on, throw it on, you might see Arcadia. Pretty cool. And that's all that I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you all taking the time, and I look forward to hearing from you. And if you have any questions, please reach out to us, and we would love to hear from you. Everybody hopefully is staying safe and hanging in there. I know it's a weird time, but keep on keeping on. Thank you so much.
Great. I want to thank Nick for taking time out today, and thank you as well for watching. Again, you will get a quick survey after you do watch this. There's a 4-question survey. Please fill out that for us. Sign up for more sessions if you're interested at oacac.org. And again, a recording of this will be available for you to watch at a later time. So thank you again for joining us.